Hey, today I'm here to tell you guys about week 2 here at my time here in bulk training in Pennsylvania with Schneider. I'm going to try to be as transparent as possible when I explain my experiences and challenges I went through throughout the week. I'm not going to gas myself up to make it seem like everything has been smooth, but with this being training, that should be a given. But without further ado, let's get started. So if you go back and watch my last video, I was telling you guys about how I was going to start driving this week, which I did a lot of this week. Monday, I got a decent feel of a fully loaded truck. Well, not fully loaded. Fully loaded is around 80,000 pounds. We drove with about 60,000. Either way, it was my first time driving with movement, and let me tell you, you definitely feel the difference between an empty and a load. You feel movements at times when you stop, turns feel a little different. And of course, going up and down hills are a different story as well. Speed control is something you're going to have to put more of an emphasis on, especially going downhill and turning corners. Going too fast at corners can be costly, referring back to those rollover PowerPoints they go over in class. That's why I always make sure I look at my mirrors as much as possible when I'm driving. I got my first experience going through a weigh station. There's nothing to it. You just drive 15 miles per hour over these black scales in the ground, and if people in charge don't say anything to you, you can go about your business. We did lifelike work assignments through our tablets. It's a pretty good training exercise. We would act out as if we're getting loads by having this fake BOL, driving from shipper to consignee, and actually doing a tank wash drop. I didn't get to back into a spot to drop the trailer. But I'm not gonna lie, my backing is pretty trash to say the least. My trainer had me go to this truck stop where I can get better at my backing skills. But I didn't get to do any backing because by the time we got there, it started raining pretty badly, and the trainer has to be outside of the truck at all times when a student is backing, so it couldn't happen. Not to mention the drive from the OC to the truck stop was like an hour and a half, and we had to be back for lunch. Tuesday, we were able to get an air unload demonstration. The unloading process isn't complicated, but it's a couple of steps you have to keep in order to prevent spills. But luckily, they have the steps provided for you to use at all times while doing. My dumbass still managed to forget a step and caused a spill at the fill tank. It was because I failed to do what they called a safe 8. That's basically when you make sure you have all the valves closed tightly. Instead of doing that, I kept filling when I was supposed to stop. Luckily, it was just one of my practice runs. You do 2 practices and 1 test run. Don't have any spills on the test run. Friday, we didn't do any driving. It was all about learning about the H.I.T lines and different trailers. We learned how to keep heat within the trailer for the chemicals that have to be at a certain temperature. We also learned about intermodal and compartment trailers. But all in all, I have no real complaints about my experience here. Me personally just feel as though I need my confidence level to be boosted a little because I have this unsure feeling whenever I do anything. Like I said before, my backing is shit, and when I was doing air unloads, I just felt hesitant on doing anything because I didn't want spills or something happening that's not supposed to. So I was shaking like a stripper when doing this, even with having the step list available and knowing what we're dealing with is just water. Doing this sweaty with the foggy face shield and foggy glasses was not pleasant either. But yeah, that's basically how this week went for me. I can say I have no complaints on the training. It's thorough as thorough can be. Information and tips are just constantly getting thrown at you, and the trainers really want you to succeed. Can't wait to go into this last week to continue my learning and practicing my skills. Hopefully I can get whipped right into shape before I go over the road with my TE. But yeah, that was the latest update on my experience here. Going to try to come back next week once again with a week 3 update. Will your boy graduate or get held back? Stay tuned and find out.